Unit 6 Digital Signal Processor Part 4. So next is the parallel operations in TMS 320C67XX processor. So here the instructions are always fetched 8 at a time. This constitute a fetch packet and the format for this is given here. Now the LSPs of the byte address is also given. Bits here the execution of the individual instruction is partially controlled by a bit in each instruction. The bit 0, it determines whether the instruction execute in parallel with another instruction. The P bits are scanned from left to right, that is lower to higher address. If the P bit of the instruction I is 1, then the instruction I plus 1 is to be executed in parallel with in the same cycle as the instruction I. If the P bit of the instruction I is 0, then the instruction I plus 1 is executed in the cycle after the instruction I. All the instructions executing in parallel constitute an execute packet. An execute packet can contain up to 8 instructions. Each instruction in an execute packet must use a different functional unit. On C67X DSP, an execute packet cannot cross 8 word boundary. Therefore, the last P bit in fetch packet is always cleared to 0 and each fetch packet starts a new execute packet. On C67X DSP, an execute packet can cross an 8 word boundary. There are 3 types of P bit pattern for fetch packets. These 3 P bit patterns result in for the execution sequences for the 8 instructions, that is fully serial, fully parallel and partially serial. Now here fully serial P bit pattern in each fetch packet is shown here. So this P bit pattern result in the execution sequence as cycles 1 to 8 and instructions A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Then fully parallel P bit pattern in fetch packet result in the execution sequence. Here P bit pattern result in this execution cycle 1 and all instructions, that is A to H. Then partially serial, here partially serial P bit pattern in fetch packet. Here cycle 1 to 4 for cycle 1 instruction A, cycle 2 instruction B, cycle 3 instruction C, D, E and 4 F, G, H. Now we have to note that here the instructions C and D and C, D and E do not use any of the same functional unit, cross path or other data path resources. This is also true for the instructions F, G and H. Then there is an example parallel code. So vertical bar, that is two lines, it signify that an instruction is to execute in parallel with a previous instruction. So the code for the fetch packet in is it is represented as instruction A, B, instruction C, two vertical bars, instruction D, vertical bar, instruction E, then instruction F, again two vertical bars for the instruction G and H. Then branching into the middle of an execute packet. If a branch into the middle of an execute packet occur, then all instruction at lower address are ignored. So if branch to the address containing instruction D occur, then only D and E execute. Even though the instruction C is in the same execute packet, it is ignored. The instructions A and B are also ignored because they are in earlier execute packet. Next point is pipeline operation. So C67X DSP pipeline provide flexibility to simplify programming and improve performance. The two factors provide this flexibility. One is control of the pipeline is simplified by eliminating a pipeline interlock, and second is increased pipelining eliminate the traditional architecture bottleneck in program fetch, data access and multiply operation. This provides the single cycle throughput. Then it also consists of the pipeline can dispatch 8 parallel instructions every cycle. The parallel instructions process simultaneously through each pipeline phase. The serial instruction process through this pipeline with the fixed relative phase difference between the instructions. Then the load and store addresses appear on the CPU boundary during the same pipeline phase, eliminating read after write memory conflict. So all the instructions require the same number of pipeline phases for fetch and decode, but it requires a varying number of the execute phases. This in TMS 320 C6X pipeline operation provide easy way of programming and improves the performance. There are three major phases, that is fetch, decode and execute. So all instructions require same number of pipeline phases for fetch and decode, but it require a varying number of execute phases depending on the type of the instruction. The C62X and 4X fixed point processor require less execution phases than the C67X floating point processor. Then the fetch operation consists of 4 phases and the decode operation has 2 phases for all C6X processor. But the execute operation of the fixed point processor have 5 phases, where it is 10 phases for floating point processor. So the fetch operation, this processor uses 8 instructions in a fetch packet. The 8 instructions are fetched from the memory through 4 phases. The fetch phase is subdivided into the following phases: PG, that means program address generate; PS means program address sent; PW means program access ready wait; PR means program fetch packet receive. Then the C67X during a PG, that is program address generate phase, the memory addresses corresponding to the 8 instruction of fetch packet are generated. In PS phase the addresses are sent to the memory, and in PW phase the memory read operation is performed. Finally in PR phase the 8 instructions are received at the CPU, and the number of executed packet in the fetch packet is based upon instruction written in fully serial, the fully parallel and partially serial execution type. If 8 instructions are in parallel, then there is only one execute packet. In case of partial serial type, the number of execute packet varies between 2 to 7 and depend on the number of instructions that are parallel in the fetch packet. So here is the diagram which shows the functional. This is a functional block diagram of C6X fetch phases. The next is the decode phase or decode operation. In decode phase, the fetch packet having 8 instructions are split into a execute packet assigned to appropriate functional units are decoded. The decode phase is subdivided into the following two phases, that is instruction dispatch and instruction decode. The execute packet consists of one instruction or 2 to 8 parallel instruction. In instruction dispatch phase, that is DP, the instruction in an execute packet are assigned to the appropriate functional units. In instruction decode phase, that is DC, the source register, destination register and associated data path are decoded for the execution of the instruction in the 8 functional units. So this is all about the decode operation or decode phase. So this figure shows the decode phases of the pipeline in the sequential order from left to right. It also shows a fetch packet which contain 2 execute packet as they are processed through the decode stage of the pipeline. The last 6 instructions of the fetch packet are parallel and form an execute packet. This EP, that is the execute packet, is in dispatch phase of the decode stage, and the arrow indicate each instruction assigned functional unit for execution during the same cycle. The NOP instruction in the 8th slot of the FP is not dispatched to a functional unit because there is no execution associated with it. The first 2 slots of the fetch packet, that is shaded below, represent an execute packet of the 2 parallel instructions that were dispatched on the previous cycle. This execute packet contained 2 MPY instructions that are now in opcode. This execute a packet contain 2 MPY instructions that are now in decode one cycle before execution. There are no instructions decoded for LST and function units for the situation which is illustrated. So this diagram shows the decode phases of the pipeline. Next is execute instruction. The execute phase of the pipeline for fixed point processor is subdivided into 5 phases, that is E1 to E5, or we can say 10 phases. And for floating point, it is divided into 10 phases, E1 to E10. The different type of the instruction require different numbers of execute phases to complete the execution. The execute phases and the operation performed in each phase for fixed point processor, and the same for floating point processor is given here. The pipeline operation of fixed point processor are categorized into 7 instruction type. They are single cycle, single 16 by 16 multiply, that is 2 cycle, and C64X non-multiply, store, extended multiply, load, branch and no operation, that is NOP instruction. Pipeline operation of floating point processor are categorized into 14 instruction types. They are single cycle, single 16 by 16 multiply, store, load, branch, 2 cycle DP, 4 cycle, INT, DP, DP compare, add, DP, sub DP, MPY, I and no operation instruction. The execute phase in which these instructions categorized are executed, and here the instructions are shown operation performed in execute phase of the C6X fixed point processor. E1 means for it is a type of conditional instruction. Also load and store, branch instruction, single cycle instruction. For all the instruction, the conditions for the instructions are checked and operations are read. For load and store, address generation is performed and address modification are returned to a register file. Branch instruction means branch fetch packet in PG phase is affected, and single cycle instruction means the result are returned to a register file. Next, E2 load instruction store, single cycle and multiply. For load, address is sent to memory. For store, address and the data are sent to memory. For single cycle instructions with saturate result, if saturation occur, then set the SAT bit in the control status register, that is CSR. Multiply instruction, for 16 by 16 multiply instruction, result are returned to a register file. Then for E3 store and multiply instruction, for store data memory accesses are performed, and for multiply instructions with saturate result, if saturation occur, then sets the SAT bit in the control status register. Then for E4 load and multiply instruction, for load data is brought to the CPU boundary, and for multiply in C64X multiply extensions, results are returned to a register file. For E5 load instruction, data is written into the register. Then operations performed in execute phase of floating point processor. The previous was fixed point processor and now it is floating point. For even conditional instructions, for all instructions the condition for the instructions are checked and operands are read. Load and store, the address generation is performed and address modification are returned to a register file. The branch instruction, branch fetch packet in PG phase is affected, and single cycle, the result is returned to a register file. Then 2 cycle DP instruction, the lower 32 bit of the result are returned to a register file. There are also in E2 load instruction, store instruction, single cycle instruction, multiply, 2 cycle DP and DP compare instruction. For E3 there are store instruction, multiply instruction, MP by DP instruction. For E4 there are load 4 cycle instruction, E5 load store instruction and T DP instruction, E6 add DP sub DP, E7 add DP sub DP. For E9 MP by DP, and for E10 MP by DP and MP by IDP instruction. Then code compare studio. It means that the code compressor studio has the basic code generation tools with the set of debugging and real-time analysis capabilities. The code compressor studio is available in integer development environment. So this CCS, that is code compressor studio, has the basic code generation tool with set of debugging and real-time analysis capabilities. The code compressor studio is available in the integrated development environment, which is designed to edit, build and debug C6X processor target programs. So there are some steps to do programming in this environment. C6X processor environment are setting up the target processor, code generation and debugging and execution of the codes. So first is setting up a target. Now the code compressor studio tool of C6X platform support the code generation for 2x, 2x and 6x fixed point and 7x floating point processor. These tools support a processor simulator mode of operation where there is no target C6X processor present. The other mode of operation are using a starter kit or the evaluation model in which particular target processor present in the board which can be selected. The selection of the simulator mode or the starter kit of the or EVM for specific target C6X processor can be programmed using the setup option in CCS tool. The setup menu of this Code Compressor Studio, here the devices are supported by the Code Compressor Studio tool are listed in the window. So based on the mode, the simulator or DSK or EVM and a device of family can be selected. The selected device is updated in the system configuration window, and then the detail about the selected device are available in the third window. So after proper selection of the mode and the device, click the save and quit button at the left bottom corner of the setup window. It completes the setup process of the target processor for C6X code generation. Then C6416 starter kit is a standalone board consisting of the following features, that is the Code Compressor Studio tool present in the host computer, communication with the DSK through an embedded JTAG emulator with a USB host interface. So that this processor operating at 1 GHz, 16 megabytes of the synchronous DRAM connected to CE, 0 space of EMIA, 512 kilobytes of non-volatile flash memory connected. Then software board configuration through register implemented in CPLD of CE, 0 space of EMIB. Then configured boot option and the clock input selection, external memory, external peripheral and PCI HPI connectors, JTAG emulation through onboard JTAG emulator with USB host interface or external emulator. Then code generation in CCS. The CCS tool supports C6X code generation both in assembly and C language. The code generation flow in assembly language is it will generate an arithmetic series of n numbers. So find the summation of the series and the sum to be stored in memory. So first step 1 is creating new project. Step 2 is creating source file in assembly. Step 3 is adding file to the project. Step 4 building the code. Step 4 building the code. Step 5 downloading the code in the target processor. Next is the execution of the C6X codes in target processor. The assembly codes which are loaded to the target processor are to be executed, and the result can be verified in the CPU register and memory of the processor. So to view this result, the register window and memory window are to be enabled. So first select view register core register option in CCS. The new window appear in CCS in which the contents of the All CPU core register can be viewed. To start the execution, the program counter, it should point to the starting address of the code. This is being done in two ways. Double click the PC in register window and the edit register window will appear, in which enter the start button. The other way is either in text edit window or in set PC to cursor option or use shortcut options. To execute the code, select debug step into function in the CCS or the shortcut key. The code will be executed line by line. Breakpoint can be introduced by using the option in debug menu to the end address of the code or double click the cursor at the last line of the code in disassembly window. The breakpoint can be introduced to any line of the code and also n number of such breakpoints can be introduced in the program. Then the next is the application program. So first is the code development in C environment using Code Composer Studio. It supports the integrated development environment for real-time digital signal processing application based on the C programming language. It incorporates a C compiler, assembler and linker. It has a graphical capabilities and support real-time debugging. So then computation of the 8-point DFT using FFT algorithm in C environment. Then this kit has an onboard audio codec which can be configured for speech input and speech output. The sampling frequency for each for speech input can be varied from 8 kHz to 96. More details about this parameter can be modified using the software provided. So this file comprises the functions necessary for the speech input and output and it includes the function input sampler. Then the next point is estimation of the clock cycle required for code execution using CCS. The number of clock cycle or the machine cycles required to execute the complete program in assembly, C as well as combined assembly and C environment can be estimated using CCS control. In CCS, first select the option file clock enable and then select the option profile clock view. A clock icon will appear on the right down corner of the CCS menu bar. The clock can be resetted by double clicking the clock icon. Once the project file is downloaded to the target processor, then the PC will set to starting point of the program code. Then mixing assembly language and C code. The programs in the assembly language can be optimized by efficient use of the architecture of the processor and hence it requires a less number of clock cycles for the execution. However, this requires the designer to learn the assembly language of the processor. On the other hand, the length of the source program in assembly language is larger compared to that of compared to that of the C language and hence it requires more time for the development. Then debugging and testing. Moreover, for programming in C language, the designer need to know either the architecture or assembly language of the processor. Then there are different ways of invoking assembly language in C code. There are 4 ways, that is callable assembly, intrinsic function, linear assembly and inline function. So all these approaches are illustrated with an example, can be illustrated by using an example. So the callable assembly approach uses the C source code which calls an externally declared user-defined assembly language function The intrinsic are special functions that map directly to the inline C6X instruction. The line assembly code is a cross between the assembly and C. It uses the syntax of the assembly code instructions such as add, subtraction, MPY, but with the operand and register as used in C code. Then the number of clock cycles required for the computation of using different approaches of invoking assembly. It is observed that a pure C source code takes a longer execution time, followed by the inline assembly, intrinsic function and linear assembly based approaches. So for C code the number of clock cycles are 1378. For inline assembly it is 466. For callable assembly it is 411. For intrinsic function it is 401. For linear assembly it is 371.